How are we doing, folks? Same here with Tab, the one of our podcast that can't tell time.
Oh yeah!
And where everything you hear, every rumour, every story, every line will be tenuous at best. I completely fucked that up. That was all the wrong things. Never mind. It's only
I
week
liked
two.
it. I thought it was romantic. Walking cockles nightly, gently.
With
sweet.
me as always, we have the one, the Mister, the K, the Vandal K, the Mister K, the man of many names. Oh no, that's the other one who's not here. the man of two names, Mister K. How are you doing, buddy?
I am not bad, good sir. I noticed our YouTube chat is not connected there. Is that because somebody's subscribed again? Or, was it
No,
that
and I
thing where people sponsored you and then your chat went out in the bin?
not a queue of just one. If anyone sponsors the channel at any point in time, it automatically breaks the chat, which is yeah. I mean, hey, it seemed to work. Folks seem to really enjoy breaking it. So
Yeah.
how can you
Motivation is
complain
in
at that? How can you complain at that?
Yeah.
So, speaking of chat, we have Gary. How are you doing, buddy? Native J, good to see you back. National Nonsense News. How are you doing, guys, over there? And that's it so far. Hopefully, we'll get some more folk in. I am only one with nothing but a logo on the screen and text saying waiting for Zane Gaming. At this point in time, quite probably, Gary. give it a refresh. And unfortunately, it also means that you can't actually hear me tell you this. So, kind of waste my time here because you're still back on the intro.
Yeah.
But
in addition to that, we should point out that Dee's no longer here, so he's not here forever. He's just on holiday. So at this point, if we need an opinion from Dee, I'm just going to get the human sock puppet out and just start doing this shit. Actually, looks kind of like him as well, so we're good.
that should work.
Yep. So what have we got?
Yeah.
Jade says, I'll be honest, Kate, I miss hearing your voice, dude. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Jay, even though I've never actually seen your face. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and whatever the hell else it is, I don't know.
See, we said Dee's in hiding. He's actually on holiday after last Tab's little faux pas. The man's hiding from us now.
Oh, that's right.
He's gone back deep undercover.
He's fucked up his witness protection, like you wouldn't believe. It's not that. I mean, he's only in witness protection because he's still that loaf out at Aldi, but I mean, Jesus, wind it in, son.
Indeed.
Anyway, moving
talking-
forward.
Yes.
Yes, let's do that. Right, so let's kick off with what the fuck have you been watching this week?
Watching. We're doing it backwards. Watching.
We're doing it
Okay.
backwards.
Holy shit, we're going to do that stuff first. Okay.
Just get all stuff.
Well, I have watched absolutely nothing new because I just don't, because that's the thing. That's what generally happens. I do have to say, however, I just sat and watched. Is it soon enough? Can we actually talk about Westworld with like spoilers and shit?
I think we
Is
should.
that something we can do?
I think it's important that we do, yeah. So if anyone's got a problem with it or hasn't seen Westworld, this is the time to get the fuck out.
It won't be entirely spoilerific. I just have to say I came to a revelation because I watched Westworld on as it was happening at the time, week by week, which is quite possibly I've now decided the worst way to watch it. And I think at the time I sat and gritted my teeth all the way through it because I thought the acting was absolutely superb, but the story was just a pile of absolute tosh. It was just pointless, absolute crap, to put it politely. Watching it back in one go, basically one episode a night for 10 nights, and oh my god, see the difference. And I've decided it is actually bad writing. The script itself is really good, but the writing itself is bad. How they decided to structure that is just, I don't understand why they decided to do the whole flashback thing. Is nonsense at all. It added nothing to it, or at least have it in. Okay, you needed flashbacks. The flashbacks were to tell you the interlinking story, but you would have lost nothing by putting a timeline on that. Absolutely nothing.
You know why? What?
Why? Go on, enlighten me.
Jonathan Nolan wanted to do an impression of his brother. He's trying to do a weird Memento vibe. That's what he was trying to do. I guarantee you, he's got drunk with Christopher Nolan at some point and went, I'm going to do this. He's like, that sounds quite good. Do you know what you should do though? Fuck with the timeline. All right, what about this? And his brothers had no time to bother with his little brother's shit, and just went, aye, that sounds great, and away he's gone because he's got infinite like faith in his brother. So, but I reckon that's all that is. Because Jonathan Nolan's content is not that good. Have you ever saw Persons of Interest?
Yes, and I really like it in a really morbidly bad way.
Yes, it's bad. It's entertaining, but it's bad procedural TV.
Aye.
So Jonathan Nolan isn't capable of good screenplay. He gets good writers in, and he executes a good idea. It's only slightly north of your CSIs and stuff. That's all he's achieved. And when it comes to the big picture, he can't really frame it very well. So I think that The Hangover is him trying to do something meaningful like his brother does in a way. And the only reason Christopher Nolan's good at what he does is because he picks his fights.
No, absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I'm really glad I went back and watched it a second time and actually gave it the second chance, because watching it compressed like that and knowing what's happening when and who's Arnold and who isn't, when, you know, the discussions are going on with Dolores, it's like all of that just changes it so much that absolutely loved it. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic story. Whereas first time round I thought it was absolutely shite. It really felt to me like they sat there, they've wrote this entire script and went, this isn't very good, we need to hide this. And it's like, no, it's fine. Just play it out as it is. Put fucking dates on it, tell everybody what's happening when, because your story is absolutely epic and all you're doing is just confusing the shit out of people for no reason. Because it's not even cleverly confusing the shit out of people. It's just confusing them for no reason, so that they actually miss. You're so busy thinking, when the hell is this actually happening? You miss like 3/4 of the scene anyway, which is probably why I thought the story was shite. But one thing that did get me, and I probably need to explain to folk that are listening, I am a rather sick West Wing freak. Like, I have watched West Wing every year now for 9 years at this point. At least once a year. Season 5 episodes with the Black Vera Wang dress, CJ's niece.
Yes.
You know the one? I did not realise that was the same actress that played Dolores.
Ah, right.
Absolutely blew my mind and causes me a real big issue now, because I just need to put this out there. Like, she would have been about 15 in the West Wing. Yeah. It's like, guys, if you're going to be a child actress, you can't do nudes scenes after that.
How?
Because when I go back and watch it, I just kind of feel a bit
weird.
I'm just like, I can't watch that episode anymore. It's just I'm just like, no, you don't even have boobs right now, and I've saw them. That's not right.
Children.
Oh shit, man.
Oh mercy! If you put an emoticon of that on your channel, it will never be used except for bad taste.
Fuck me. So, swiftly moving on.
Alright, so the question is, would you go from I didn't like Westworld that much to I would recommend it then?
I would recommend it. I would recommend absolutely. I would recommend, if you've never seen it before, I would recommend going and looking up spoilers, getting a hang exactly what happens when, and then watching the goddamn thing. Save yourself watching it twice. But it is worth it. It's awesome. It's definitely worth it, and I am now really looking forward to season 2, which I wasn't before. I was just like, I don't know if I can trudge myself through this again. Yeah. Just
got a very kindly question from Jane Chat saying, how's Father Vandal doing? Father Vandal was very well, saw him a few hours ago, and he was ripping the piss out of me, which is a way of showing affection in their country. So he's well, thanks for asking, Jay, very kind. Yes. On the subject of TV, I watched the first 3 episodes of Star Trek Discovery. Have you watched it yet?
No, because I made a mistake of going online just as soon as they appeared, and I maybe it's the people I'm following, and the people I'm following seem to be quite big Trekkies, which I'm actually not. So I probably shouldn't be listening. But they were like, "What is this, Ross?" So should I be jumping in?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know what it is that hardcore Trekkies love about Star Trek, other than I'm aware that they really like the moralistic story arcs.
Yeah.
This doesn't follow the procedurals, because at the end of the day, original Star Trek was a different adventure every week. It was a procedural.
Totally.
This hasn't really been. It's got elements of there's a little mission or something around a mission per episode, but the kind of the foundation thread that they're laying at the moment is very, very. I don't know. They're being very, very specific about setting up the world in this kind of guise. I thought it was going to be, the kind of old tropes of here's a new recruit and they're working their way up to be captain of the Discovery and be this great kind of. That's the trope you expect. Not that at all. You get insubordination to start with. You get mutiny. You get and it's a lot kind of thicker threaded than that. It feels a little bit more like The Expanse than it does Star Trek, although all the Star Trek kind of motifs are there. But with that said, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed all 3 episodes. The character development's clean. It's by no means like pure pinnacle TV or anything, but it's not got that kind of shiny, campy feel that the original Star Trek has. Because if you did that now, you just end up with Seth MacFarlane's The Orville. So
pretty much, yeah.
You need to do what they're doing with it. The CGI is good. The creature designs are good. You've got Doug Jones is in there. Surprised to see the guy that plays like every over made up character you've ever seen, from Abe Sapien and Hellboy and all that kind of thing. Yeah. He's awesome in it. But yeah, no, I'm really liking it. The girl, Sonique Martin Green, who's playing the main character, Michael Burton, her name is actually Michael. She's a girl called Michael, which I think is quite a clever use of kind of the modernization of the character set. It's very good. I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Don't think that it'll appeal to your kind of core Trekkies. I think you get your Trekkies who like it anyway, just because it's sci-fi and it's in space. I think it needs a little bit more time to ground in, but I think it's got some legs.
Yeah. I mean, interestingly, the same folk that are saying that it's not very good are saying if you want to see, like, if you want that kind of proper Star Trek thing now, then actually, yes, go and watch The Orville, go and watch the Seth MacFarlane, because it was really badly marketed in the first place. Like, this is not actually a comedy. It's got funny. It's funny. It has funny parts in it, but it is more than that, and is a lot more akin to the kind of more akin to Star Trek, or what Star Trek was, than what Discovery's been so far. I do also have to add the adage that these are the same people that go, "Oh, it's set 10 years before, set 10 years before Enterprise, and the technology's even further ahead. What they're doing." It's like you're watching a TV program. Shut up.
It's a TV program. You're also relating to the fact that, do you want us to bring in the kind of weird kind of like subtext of TV shows from the 60s and 70s? Of course we don't. The only reason that technology looked like that in the 60s and 70s in the show was because it was as far ahead as they could imagine. So we're just doing the same thing again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we could think up at the time.
Right, come on, we'll get some Tupperware boxes and fly around fucking Mars. Do you know what I mean? But no, you should give it a go. I'd recommend it. As I say, it's quite. I watched the first 3 episodes. I think that's all that's available on UK Netflix, and as I say, I'm looking forward to the next one. So, yep.
Indeed. So, definitely worth a watch then.
Yeah.
Well, not definitely worth a watch, but definitely not worth ignoring out the box. Box.
Don't worry about Star Trek when you watch it. Just look, if you're looking for a new fun bit of sci-fi, go for it. That's what I would say.
Indeedy.
You're getting beard chat.
I am always getting beard chat.
It's part of the icon.
Tell you, I don't know what would happen. I think I would just disappear if this beard was to go.
I think your face actually ends about 2 millimeters below your bottom lip.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I couldn't tell you. There could be 16 chins under there for I know at this point.
You just got a ladies as well, for I can't keep my hands off. Nice. Yeah, so that's my kind of TV recommendations this week. Watched what did I watch? Films. I've been watching weird films. I've just been kind of catching up on a series of films I've been meaning to watch for a long time. So I was watching like Whiplash and all that this week. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably pop a wee tweet out later on with my 10 recommended films for the week, because I've actually watched about 14 films this week. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty good going. Yeah. On the next note then, so moving on from TVs, or anything else you want to get into before we move on to game country?
No, I mean, pretty much games has been my entire thing recently. I really had no time to watch anything apart from, well, my West Wing habit is still currently going strong. And yeah, that's about it. I really need to start watching films again, just because.
You would be
Well,
able to do that if it wasn't for all of your bloody bold YouTube community streaming. So between a lot of you, I think you've got most of the day covered.
Well, this is it as well. Yes, life has become full of the YouTubes, which I am certainly not complaining about. Absolutely adoring the hell out of it. I do have, yeah, we will get onto it, but there is one game in particular that is just sucking the absolute life out of me. That it means I've got no time for anything else. Like any free time I've got where I'm not watching the YouTubes is all going into that. So we will get there. However, if we're going on to games, are we going on to games?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go on to games. First of all, a quick note from our sponsors. Yeah, how am I kidding? We don't have any sponsors. How's Cuphead?
Well, our sponsors did tell us to be very careful what I say about the game, so fuck those guys. Cuphead's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. As you said yesterday, rightly, it's not as hard if you have the right button mappings. And as I'm a proud owner of an Elite controller, I've got a little button here that holds me in order, so I don't need to do this weird finger claw thing to stay still. Because in order to stay still and shoot around you, you need to press your bumper button, but also hold. So it's a bit of an odd kind of combination. As soon as you map to one of these back buttons, you're done.
Thank you.
Piece of piss. I say piece of piss. It's still fucking hard. It's what it feels like is the game would be 1,000% easier if it was zoomed out by about 15 to 20%.
Yes.
See, if you just pulled back a little bit and you did a little bit more scope as to what was happening, it'd be a lot easier. It's the urgency of things just landing around and on you really, really quickly. I started getting into the kind of contra spirit of you don't need to clear the screen to move forward, you just keep moving. And that made a big difference.
Yeah.
There's power-ups and stuff that help quite immensely. Like in like most games, I just pump all my my kind of bonus points and stuff into health. So I've been doing that. I'm only about 3 or 4 levels in, but it's really, I'm really enjoying it. It's hard, but not a game that I would rage quit, which is weird. It's a game that's made of rage quit, but you don't want to. You go right again, because what they've got is they've got this great balance of it's tough, but it's not that long between start and finish of levels.
Yes.
So it's a slog, but if you get your timings right, you can nail it in one run, and you can be done with a particular level in, I don't know, 40 seconds if you can get a clean run at it. But if you can do that, then the game's really cool. I'd love to play it in co-op, actually.
That could be interesting. That might tempt me back. I was convinced because I don't actually have it. I haven't actually played it because I just quite frankly went, fuck that game. It's not my type of game anyway, and a game that's designed to be even more difficult in the genre that I don't like to play in the first place is just not going to do anything for me. Yeah, co-op for a laugh. That might be slightly different.
I don't know if there's no local co-op, remote co-op, online co-op. It's only local, I think.
Yeah, I think.
But they're talking about bringing it. But I don't know if that differs on the PC though, because it is a Play Anywhere title. So when I bought it on the Xbox, I got it for the PC too.
I doubt it. I mean, I do have to say, as much as I'm saying you fuck that game, that's just that is the personal preference. I have to say that I do have to say this game absolutely looks gorgeous.
The music is fucking phenomenal on it as well. I absolutely love some swings, so it's stunning.
For anyone that doesn't know, this thing looks like basically a 1930s cartoon as you're playing it, and it is with all of it, with all the film grain and the kind of flashes on the film, it is absolutely stunningly beautiful game and so well animated. It is absolutely jaw dropping.
It feels really
Gorgeous sweet
authentic.
game. And then when you find out it's made by 3 people,
Yep.
a team of 3 made this thing.
Yep.
It is just, yeah, it took forever to come out, but I am so glad they took the time with it. I am so glad they didn't push it. And yeah, it is an absolute, it's a piece of art. It's an absolute piece of art. It's gorgeous. I do also have to take a step back and go, just realised as I did it, that sponsor joke, the last time I did that, there wasn't such a thing as like a sponsor button on YouTube. It's like when I say I've got no sponsors, that's kind of like a lie, and I absolutely love my sponsors that I have.
You could put my face up because I sponsor you.
including this man here and Fox Boob Streams, who's currently in the right now. I love you guys, not the sponsor. I meant the other kind of sponsors.
No,
where you get with it was a joke. Sorry, guys. Do you know what, you just do something to go, oh fuck.
You just mentioned about Cuphead, about the fact that Disney hasn't taken action because it's modelled on their old style of animation. Jay, that's not so much the case. In actual fact, that if you actually look at really early Hanna-Barbera and stuff, that was just the traditional approach to animation. It wasn't so much that it was Disney's kind of motif. It was just the fact that Disney were the first to get it out, as it were. So it's not so much a matter of, oh, they can steal that. It's more a matter of, here's what it looked like in that kind of era. So a lot of different animation studios had a very similar look. So it's kind of like if you get a traditional cartoon now by 10 different studios, a lot of them will look similar because it's standard cell shading or whatever. So it's they're not likely to touch for that anyway. Also,
Yes.
the copyrights didn't tend to be as kind of copyright whorish as they are nowadays. So it's more a matter of they'll definitely copyright their characters and the voices and catchphrases and things, but nowadays they'll copyright a colour if they can. So it wasn't as bad back then. So even now, Disney wouldn't be able to protect that so much. So yeah, but yeah, what's fun about this. When I first put it on, I thought this better not look like this. I did not want to Zelda. I was going to be furious. I thought, what's all these videos?
Yeah, also I'm a complete idiot and I'm sort of talking about how gorgeous this game looks, completely forgetting that I can do this. It's like, yeah, it really is. It's just a stunning piece of art. The animations are absolutely fantastic, and yeah, the humour's there. Just everything you want, and it is, as you say. I mean, it's the gameplay itself is pure Contra, and it's good Contra as well. It's like they have done it really well. It's not my style of game. I still say fuck it, I'm not playing it. But everything about it just blows you away. Everything about it is just stunning. There's a reason this thing's getting 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s.
Yeah,
it is just absolutely awesome.
Not to mention it's 15 quid.
Yes,
which is
right.
And it's good because at the end of the day, it's not a kind of, it's certainly not a niche for the platform market, but they've done such a good job of making the visuals important, and in platformers that's become more and more prevalent. You take things like Ori and the Blind Forest, or Oxenfree. They're beautiful looking little games in their own very specific art styles, and I think it's nice that kind of thing gets some kind of gets some kind of benefit, because the one thing that bothered me for a few years there was the amount of like pixel games or 8-bit games, and that bothers me. You're sitting there going, I played this game for years. Give me something original. Don't give me 8-bit because it's nostalgic. Give me something, like Super Time Force and all that stuff. And I was like, ugh. Yeah. So this kind of stuff appeals a lot more to me. Yeah, but look at this boss. This is a fucking nightmare.
Oh, screw that with a passion. Oh, just no way. No way.
Yeah, so we've been playing Cuphead. What have you been playing?
For me, I've been playing quite a few things, but the one thing that has just kind of enveloped me completely, and has done for a while now, and yeah, I did do one channel in the game actually. Divinity Original Sin 2 has just is just absolutely. I do not know where to start with this. It is basically a CRPG, computer role playing game, in its truest form.
What's the difference between an RPG and a CRPG?
Just that one's in a computer, one isn't. It's it's not like JRPG. It's just computer role playing game. They tend to use it for these more kind of style, these kind of more isometric.
Okay,
kind of style views.
I've just never heard the term before, yeah.
But realistically, like any RPG on a computer is a CRPG. It's a stupid title to use. But they tend to use it meaning these kind of more traditional style isometric views for the RPGs.
Right.
Yeah. Words saying, words, you can do this. The one thing that grabs you about this game is just choice.
Okay.
You get into the first level of this game, which is basically your the first main level of the game. Starts off on a ship crashes, yada yada. First, you're basically caught on a prison island, and you need to escape it. And you really don't know that much more about yourself or your journey or anything else at this point. It all slowly becomes apparent, but at this point, you pretty much, that's what you have, is you need to escape. Go do it. And there's characters out there that you can build up. You can build up to a team of 4 people. Someone you'll speak to, they'll join your party. Others are there just to give you hints and clues as to ways to get out of this prison island. They'll give you, someone will give you clues, someone will give you other missions to go on. And this is the one thing I had to really get my head around is with this game is like try and treat it like you're actually role playing, like you're actually in a character. Because otherwise, I went around and spoke to everybody on this tiny wee island.
In a character?
In a character, yes.
Ladies.
I went around and spoke to everybody on this wee island and ended up with about 5 gate keys. Because the game is designed in such a way that you can come at it from so many different angles that there are so many different ways to solve these things. Because crucially, also, for example, you can kill anybody you like in this game. You can just murder anyone. So if you happen to murder the one person who's kind of holding the quest that gives you your escape out of there, you're fucked. So they've actually got like 4, 5, 6 different ways of getting around every single puzzle.
Yeah.
And they're all just ridiculously silly to the point where... Let me think. We had one where some guy's in a small cell being held because he's been accused of stealing the main boss or the camp's oranges.
Okay.
Turns out it's not him. Found out it wasn't him because I just happened to have the ability to speak to animals, and this dog kind of told me that there was this weird lizard dude down the beach there who had a really strange smell of oranges on him. So you can go away and you kind of speak to him, and it turns out he's actually got a side quest for one of my characters as well. So as I go up to speak to the guy, one of my cohorts beside me taps me on the shoulder and says, "Can I speak to this guy?" And he goes and speaks to him for a while, and actually they basically go in this drug-hazed sleep and meditate for a while. And it turns out that's what's actually in the oranges is these is the drugs, and that's what the guy actually wants back. He doesn't actually give a damn about the oranges.
Yeah.
Also, incidentally, turns out that another one of my cohorts also needs to speak to this self-same lizard because elves and lizards don't go on, and the lizards used to keep elves as slaves, and she was actually held as a slave to this particular lizard and was trying to track him down for years. Now, thankfully, the guy that had to get the information off him from the dream spoke to him first, because if I'd let her speak to him first, well, she just walks up and chibs the guy. All right. And he's dead. And now suddenly, well, that avenue's just completely fucked. It's blown off. So I need to somehow go back, get the oranges, take him back to the other dude. He lets the guy out of the cage, and we get a key and we can bugger off the island. Sounds all nice and complicated.
Yep.
Yes. Here's the thing. My character is also a dwarf. I walked up to a wee random dwarf somewhere and they went, "Oh, Beast, how you doing, man?" My character's name for whatever reason is Beast. "How you doing, man? I've not seen you for years." So just play along. How you doing, dude? Not too bad. Just trying to get to such and such. Went to fun away off this island. You and me back in the day. Used to drink it up. Everything's good. Here, mate. Maybe this will help you out. And he slips me a key, just like that. Just because I happen to be a dwarf. You're like, it just throws all these things at you constantly. But of course, I've run around and I've got about 6 keys by this point, and it's like only actually to speak to one person, and you kind of need to get that frame of mind in your head that you need to inhabit the character, and it's like, right, my mission is to get out of here. I spoke to this dude, he's given me a key, I can get the fuck out of here. But your gaming instinct is to then go and speak to everybody else that's about there and find out exactly what's going on. It's like, no, you just need to leave that by. And if you do leave that by, you can go back and play it again, and you can go back and play it again, and you can go back and play it again. And that's just the kind of first layer, because it also does like up to 4-player co-op in this thing.
Wow.
Where you can all run about and you can all you can play properly, or you can fuck about with each other in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. For example, you and I might be playing together, we might be in a fight, and it's getting pretty nasty, and your health's really down low, and that apple that I gave you that will give you some health back earlier on in the game, you decide to take it out at that point in time, you get some health back up, except I can maybe like put some poison in that for a laugh earlier on in the game, so as soon as you bite into that thing you're going to get poisoned, you're going to die. Now guaranteed we'll lose that fight because of it, but fuck me, is that not a funny thing to do to your mate? Why did you
not buying that then, is what you're saying?
It'll probably come out on Xbox at some point, maybe at that point.
Is it? I think it's on Steam.
Yeah.
I'll buy it and have a go with it with you. Could be fun.
It's
just not Dragon's Age where you start off with a stick or something, is it?
No, it's a bit better than that.
A bit smarter than that.
You get a bit more to it. You've got a bit more to you than that. It's one of these games that it creates stories. Yes, the game has a story and you're following a storyline which is slowly unrevealed to you. But at each and every point in the game and getting there, it creates its own stories, and you just it's got so many different systems that they just kind of coalesce to do something unique for you. I was watching one playthrough with a guy, for an example, where they're playing it's 2-player co-op. They get off the beach, and the red lizard that I was telling you about is the first guy that you meet. His mate is up to him, and he's standing talking to him, and he's trying to recruit him into the party. He's just quite happily going through that. The other guy's never played this game before. He's just playing about with things and trying to see how they work. He sees a shell on the ground. He picks up the shell and just moves it. What that actually translates to on screen is he picked up that shell and just went and fucking tossed it at the lizard, while his mate's trying to group him up. So suddenly he turns around and is like, "Oh, fuckhead, what are you doing? You've just dishonoured my family, you complete low-life cunt. You and me, we're going at it right now." And the pair of them need to kill the lizard. And this is a main character. This is a guy who has his own storyline, has his own quests to go on that can take you on a whole other 15-hour journey within the game. He's just dead now, lying in a puddle of blood because your mate decided to be a dipshit and throw a shell at him. It's like, where'd you get that in any other game? It doesn't happen.
It sounds like fun.
It's just absolutely genius. It is mind-blowingly genius. I love it to bits. I tried to play it on stream. I tried to do it on stream, but the openness of it kind of causes a problem, I think. Like, if you've not played the game, if you don't actually know what it is and what it's about, it kind of the feedback for the guys was great. They were like, "Yeah, keep playing it. It's great. It's fun to watch." Don't really know what it's about, to be honest. No, I wasn't really sure what was going on. And it's like, okay, so it's maybe not great for that.
So I'm just enjoying the fact that I've got like here and big head version.
Big bad head.
Ladies. No, that sounds awesome. I don't, you know what I'm like though with those games. I either pick it up and love it or just wander off into the woods. Yes. I'll maybe give it a go though. Maybe buy it later on. Something else I was playing actually. I don't know if you've tried Super Linear. Did you ever play Gone Home?
No. I did notice it's going.
It's free with
the gold at the moment.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours long. I really enjoyed it. It plays on a lot of kind of tropes and expectations that you get from kind of modern games, and it's a what was it they call it again? Stroll 'em up. Um,
A walking simulator.
a walking simulator, yeah. So it's no, I really liked it. It's. I think we should start calling them a feet 'em up, just because you just walk about everywhere. But yeah, no, I quite liked it. The story's quite nice. It's well handled. It feels almost like it's harkening to things like Firewatch by standard, or maybe Life is Strange in a certain respect. But really nice little game, and you either like how it ends or you'll be pissed off about it. Seems to be the kind of Marmite of the situation. But no, I rather enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a lovely little thing. Quite well considered for what it is. And your expectations will be pushed and pulled during the game. It's good. So yeah, I was playing a good bit of that. I quite enjoyed that. I've also gone back to Rise of the Tomb Raider because I want to finish that again. But mainly just because I'm excited about the new film. Have you seen the trailer for the new film?
Yes.
What do you think?
Which might as well have been the trailer for the first game.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even down to the airplane and all that stuff. So I think it's interesting to see if we can go from every time someone says, "Oh, we're making a movie based on a video game franchise," they say, "But we want to make our own story." This guy's went, "That's never worked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a movie of a video game franchise, and make the exact fucking game, and see if it works." It'll be interesting to see if it does.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope that's not what they're doing. They're obviously heavily influenced by the game and taking it as being at least a very similar story. But quite frankly, I got to the end of that game and I was just like, I don't fucking what.
I quite like the story of the first one.
Okay, God, explain to me the story of the first one.
So the first one is about Lara going to find her father. It was her original arc. She goes on the journey to the island. I think they've called it Dragon Island, but it's got another name. It's a Japanese name. And she goes there to follow the footsteps of Himiko, who's the Sun Queen, I believe it was. Yes, and they go to try to find out where she is. So Lara gets stuck in there, tries to find artifacts, and gets caught up with all the rebels on site. And basically, Himiko has been controlling the weather around the whole place. They can't actually escape the island. The weather's not an anomaly; rather, it's a supernatural kind of spell type situation, a curse, if you will, on the island. So she has to go and confront Himiko in order to free herself and everyone else. But in the meantime, Himiko has taken her. Well, the zealots on the island who follow Himiko have taken her friend hostage because she's part of the bloodline lineage. So she then goes to get rid of Himiko to get the weather cleared up, so they can escape and also save her friend. And that's pretty much the whole thing. So all the weather systems in the game, the excuse is Himiko caused it, which is pretty cool.
My God, caused it. Literally Deus Ex Machina. Yeah.
Yeah. I really
Yes.
I like the mysticism of the old Tomb Raiders, but it had the grittiness of the new kind of a believable Lara Croft.
Yes, I do like it. I mean, I did like the games. I do like the games. I like both of them. I do think if they try and repeat that story as a game, it'll be a terrible story. Like if they try and repeat that story as a movie, it'll be a terrible story. It's like I hope the influence is there, and I hope I have the nods, but I hope it's not as freaking. It's a good computer game story. I don't think it made a good movie.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Do you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm going for. But yes, well done on that particular challenge.
Thank you very much. Throw it to me. Throw my bone, and I'll see if I can fuck it up. So I was playing that again. What else have I been playing? I've been farting about with a lot of kind of random shit because, like I say, I got Cuphead, then gone home. I've not been playing anything kind of like statically. I've been jumping onto like games on and off, and I've been having a real thing where I kind of. Do you ever get this where you just kind of put a game on and you go and no, you just turn it off, you put another game on, and you just go through like 5-6 games, and you're just not hooking into them?
Oh yes.
I've not had that before, so I'm sitting there going, what the fuck, man? So it's very strange. So I've been jumping between that and Netflix and stuff like that. So it's been a weird entertainment week. But I have done lots of video editing and shit as well. So it's been quite a productive week.
Indeed. It's really funny we're struggling to fill time here, so we'll get D to talk about Fortnite for 10 minutes.
Speaking of Fortnite, did you see the carry on with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds? Are not happy about someone else doing a battle royale?
Yeah. Because it's epic. It's like, I'm just... There are no words for that. There are no words for that stupidity. It's like you're sitting at the top of the tree right now.
Aye, shut up
all you're going to do is just make it look like you're sitting there and throwing your toys at the pram and going, just shut up. Take your money and shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't want someone else to come along and make a game like your game, don't release it in fucking early access. Don't give all your secrets away before you've even built the fucking game.
Yes.
It's not, because this is the thing, it's like the clarification of this whole thing. See, you've done this now, you just knew you were going to get me in a fucking rant. The whole clarification of this whole issue was that, oh no, it's not that we don't, it's not that we think we own the Battle Royale franchise, it's not like we think we own these games, it's purely because it's Epic, because we're licensing their engine and now you're making that game. It's because it's Epic that's doing it. It's like, bitch, your game's out in early access. I can go out and buy it just now and see exactly what you're doing. It's not like they're having to use either the license or the engine in some sort of subterfuge to see what sort of ideas you come up for your game in order to integrate them into theirs. You've got to put your game out in early access. You need to take the hits that comes with that, fuckers. Yep. Simple. Oh, Jesus. Fucking, but it's Epic. You license the engine off them. They owe you no more than anyone else who licenses the engine off them. It's not some sort of fucking special relationship you've got with these guys. Oh, Jesus.
Are you alright there? Did you lie down?
No, fucking, I'm alright there. Our community is pointing out more points. Community is pointing out more ways to use in which the game is similar. It's like, fuck off. It wasn't even released at that point. Fortnite Battle Royale wasn't even out on the market at that point. You couldn't download it, you couldn't play it. So how the fuck were your community telling you anything? Are they all fucking psychic? Fucking childish. Just go and sit and play your money and fuck off.
The Epic are only Wii. They don't really have like Unreal Engine to fall back on.
That's it. That's it.
Do you know what's fucking funny as well? Did you see, Boss Key, Cliff Blazinski's mob, they released Lawbreakers? I just checked there. Do you know how many online players are playing Lawbreakers at the moment globally?
Concurrently, I would say I'm going to be nice and say 16.
What have you been doing? I say 53.
53, okay.
53 for a game that came out 3 weeks ago.
It was down to 8 at one point, I don't know if that was a weird kind of like time frame thing, or like half the world was sleeping, but there was a point where that game was down to 8 people playing concurrently on Steam. You're like, ooh, Jesus, it's been out for a fortnight.
I mean, that thing's been in development for years, and it actually looks pretty good. And I want to hear when people play it say it's really good. But it was up against, Overwatch, Destiny 2, flipping PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. They just
it just
the worst time.
It was just wrong time. And I mean, what did you hear about it? When did you hear it was released? Where was the fanfare? Where was
the game was coming out for like 3 years, but then I found out that it was out about 5 days after it came out.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like you heard about it for a long, long time, and then it came out, and it was just like, just kind of farted out a side door.
Oh man, that's it's kind of funny as well though, because I think that if nothing else, between that and the backlash that things like No Man's Sky took, hopefully the industry is going to look at these things and go, do you know what? We should probably not take this shit for granted.
Yes.
So it's just fucking 8. I bet you, that stupid mobile game I've been threatening to work on for forever. I guarantee you, if I sold that for 79p, there would be more than 8 motherfuckers playing it. Exactly. Yeah.
Again, I'm going to point my head here and go Tenuous at best, folks. I'm pretty sure the number I heard was 8. I don't actually have the facts to back this up right now, and I would need to go and look. But it was single digit. I'm sure it was single digit numbers. I'm sure it was 8. It was something ridiculously stupid.
That's fucking funny.
But that is why we call this show Tenuous at Best. Right there.
On side notes, did you get a chance to look at the new iPhone? The iPhone X?
No, my God. We put tech in the title just for this one reason, just so we can shit on the iPhone once a year. I mean, talk about the iPhone once a year. Yeah, I also clocked your little fucking, what was it? Somebody was doing some giveaway of a phone on Facebook, and you went, I just want to win this so I can give it to that dick that's got an iPhone. I'm like, thanks, mate. Yes, nationallistennews.com.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, give me that phone so I get you him so he can get a decent phone. Stop using that fucking iPhone.
I only got the iPhone for Filmic Pro. That is the sole reason I bought the fucking thing. I say bought the thing. I also got it on a really cheap deal. But I will say, it's a shit phone. I don't like them. I wouldn't have one again.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'm also a grown man. It doesn't really give a shit. So whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, the new one is just a mad bag of piss. It's like, it's good enough, but it's like all those phones now. Everything's like 5 years after some Android company does it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, welcome to 2015. You're like, brilliant. Thanks very much. Give me $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, at least they've stopped calling them innovations in their keynotes now, because that was the real problem. Was yeah, it's like I remember when they had the whole drop-down notifications thing and all the rest of it, and going, hey, we've put this in, it's such an innovation. You're like, bitch, I've got this in my hand right now on the Android. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
So at least now they're not doing that, because yeah, I mean, I will absolutely give Apple their place. They created these things in the first place. The smartphone market exists as it is right now because of Apple. No denying that whatsoever. They also take ideas, refine them, make them really well polished. They make them really well good for you for users to use, and put them back out there, and people absolutely love it. And that is awesome as well. That is genius. Apart from iTunes, when the fuck are you going to fix iTunes? Your user experience for iTunes is like sticking your arse in a blender. What you doing, guys? Anyway, that's an aside. So yeah, I love the fact that the iPhone X, whatever, iPhone 10, whatever the fuck it's called. I love the fact that it's got absolutely no buttons on it whatsoever anymore. I'm pretty sure I predicted that a year ago.
Yep.
I mean, admittedly, I said they were going to replace it with a scrotum, and that hasn't happened. But you know, that might be a weird.
I guarantee you can get that scrotum from Amazon as a third-party application.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that'll be an adapter at some point.
I think I might just go and get an Arduino and program that myself and sell it on fucking Etsy.
Yes. Amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it just shows you at the end of the day. I've got to slag them off, but we know nothing, because we sat here and Apple went, we're taking away your headphone jack, and I went fucking mental. I went nuts. I went, how is this a good idea? Why would anybody do this? Why would anybody follow that? And Samsung went, we're going to take another height for your phone jack too. And was it Motorola? I think Motorola was the first one actually. After it, we got to take ours away, and then Samsung went, aye, over here too. And I'm like, fine, fucking fine, fuck these all. I know nothing. Fine. Apparently, I just I like sticking my headphones in a hole. Thank you very much.
I don't
like sharing it.
I'm pretty sure I gave you the ultimate fuck you by sending you Bluetooth headphones, though.
Yes, you did.
And they're really good.
Yes, they are. Still not the fucking point. Still not the fucking point. Oh, Jesus, man.
Mate, it's good to see you back on here.
Indeed. PlayStation. We're on now. We're ranting. I thought last week was an anomaly. I thought last week was an hour of rants. I thought that was it. I thought
I'm only here there's something to throw shit against.
But it's not happening. PlayStation have announced an updated VR headset. The headset itself is changing in pretty much no way whatsoever.
Really?
The box, however, the microprocessor is getting upgraded. And the other thing is, just now you can use so basically there's a separate microprocessor in a box
Breakout box thing, yeah.
that powers the headset, and adds some extra oomph to it, adds some extra processing power to it. It also works as a pass-through, so that you can connect it up. You also connect it up to your PlayStation, and it means if you're not, you can still play normal games. You don't need to unplug everything in order to plug in the PlayStation, just to play a normal PlayStation game. Unless, with the current model, if you have a PlayStation Pro with HDR capability. In fact, they've all got HDR capability now with that update. I forgot about that. So even I've got it in this. So your PlayStation has HDR capability. If you have a TV that has HDR capability, the box doesn't work as a pass-through for HDR. But the new one does. So that's one of the...
Okay.
So that's one of the...
worth buying a new VR headset for, is it?
No.
I take it you can't buy the box on its own?
Well, here's the thing. You could probably get the box on its own. I mean, they're not selling it that way, but I'm sure, like, in time they'll start appearing on eBay and things as people with damaged headsets and yada yada, and these things would appear. And you would think at some point I would be able to pick up a box on its own, except they changed the connectors on it.
So it's proprietary?
So yeah, so my headset won't fit. My particular headset won't fit the new box. Because,
Dirty as a motherfucker.
Because you're an early adopter and we've already got your money, so fuck you.
That's dirty as hell.
So Sony, here's what you can do. Take a fist. If you want to know what that's about, go and watch the last episode. Yeah, so...
I thought you were going for the repetition works, Davey thing.
Repetition works, David. Repetition works, David. Yes.
That's pretty shitty, though.
So it's like, yes. So I bought one at the time. You very nicely upgraded my console so that it will output HDR. But if I actually want to use that, I still need to unplug. Even though there's functionally nothing really different from the headset I have over there to the new one, I still have no choice but to either unplug it every time I want to watch something in HDR, or go out and buy a whole new 300 whatever fucking price it was VR headset from scratch. Cheers, Sony. Fuck yourselves.
Well, the main reason that sucks, I think, is did you watch the Microsoft mixed reality conference yesterday?
No.
They were just going about all their new mixed reality headsets and stuff, but they went into some depth about even if you've got like a DK1 original Kickstarter version of the Oculus, for example, before you get the consumer version, they've still got loads of functionality that they're building for that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it, because VR is having a problem because it's expensive and massively unnecessary. And the minute that you turn around and go, oh, by the way, see that thing you bought 6 months ago, it's fucking obsolete. This is technology that needs to last a while if it's going to grab on at all. I fucking love Oculus to bits, but they're going to have to do about 4 iterations before I think about replacing it for the frequency of the time I use it. The thing I use it most for, bizarrely, is 3D modeling. I do like things in Medium, and not for a purpose, more just for practice. And it's also quite kind of therapeutic. You basically stick yourself in this big 3D bubble and model whatever the hell you want from scratch and with your bare hands, like fucking. It's like making clay in VR. It's really, really cool and it's really satisfying. But that's not. That doesn't warrant the £800 price tag that I paid for it when it came out. Now, don't get me wrong, you can pick it up for 500 with the controllers now, but there's no reason to upgrade that stuff. And the fact that they're making you pay money for their oversight, and the only thing that stops you from actually getting angry is you hope it is an oversight and not just a cash grab.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like you just go. I was there. I was there from almost day one, within months, because I do support the push for VR. I do not think it's completely ready yet. I do not think it's completely ready for mass market yet. I can see why it's not taken off in the wider sphere, but I think it is close, and I think it needs support, and I think it needs help to get there. And I wanted to do my small part by getting something to help give it that push and help support them.
Same here.
And then they turn around and they go, "Fuck you," because we screwed up, and now you don't get the nice bit because you were stupid enough to buy it early. It's like, well, thank you, Sony.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. I absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
On that, if anyone has access to a Vive or a Rift, you need to try Echo Arena. It's fucking brilliant. Genuinely the best game I've ever played in VR, bar none. It makes Superhot seem dull. Have you seen it?
No, I was thinking we need to have an extended Zen Gaming live stream. I need to come over to yours and we just sit for
lots of games,
8 hours and just stream.
Sounds like fun, man. Anytime.
From that video of yours, I think it would be an absolute blast. Deal need to like stand backwards and put the headset on so no one sees who he is before he turns around to play. But you know we can work around things like that. But I think we need to do a major like 6-8 hour Zen Gaming live stream from your house, from your wee room there, and just VR the fuck out it for a day and just live stream the lot.
No, that sounds like a fucking good plan. I would recommend you do that. The play area here is what 4 meters by 4 meters, which is a pretty good size. Yeah. So I would say that sounds like an absolute fucking plan. What we can do is we can pick a handful of games beforehand and just run through them. Yeah,
because that way we've got someone's always going to be manning the chat. So talk to chat, keep it going, and I think that could be. Can we do it in January, please?
I don't see why not. Get you guys over here for some beverages. That's more than likely, yeah.
I think we should do that. I think that could be a fun day.
Actually, there's even crashing space here for like how many people do you think you could get crashing here? Saying about 10 people easily. Not in this room, but in my house. So because I've got a good sized house, and I am but a lonely soldier. So there's plenty of space to stick people under cupboards and shit.
Entirely depends how many don't mind sleeping on top of each other.
Nobody minds sleeping on top of each other. Not if they're open in their heart.
There you go then. Could fit 50 in that case.
Indeed. Like a fucking time car.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock. We are now just rambling shite.
Of course.
I did have one other rant. We'll keep it till next time.
Indeed.
Guys. Band okay, in fact, you go first. Where can we find you?
You can find me on www.stereovandals.co.uk is the band. The Ratworks shenanigans over at Ratworks Visuals. You can find all manner of bullshit. Basically, just you find me around that night. Look up Ratworks or look up Stereo Vandals. We've got a new single coming out in 2 weeks. It was meant to come out on the 15th, but we've held back on that one because we've got a PR team in London that are actually working on the album for us. So other than that, go and find some of our music, have a listen to it, hope you like it. Other than that, that's about the size of it.
Awesome. I'm going to make it so much easier these days. XAINE, Zane Gaming. Go to YouTube, type it in, there I am.
Magic. Also,
that's simple.
tenuously.com is where you can get the old episodes in audio format. They're there to play from the webpage, and you can also download them. But we prefer if you can be fucking lovely and go and hit up the podcast on your podcast device, your phone or whatever, and subscribe to us, because as soon as this episode's done, the next morning we have it up for subscription. So if you just happen to miss it, you'll get it delivered lovely and warm and fresh to your phone. So recommend you do that stuff as well. And also, just because I think it's funny, you need to go and sponsor this guy's YouTube channel. He won't say it, but I'm telling you should, because you then get access to a little custom emote that says ladies with a little beard on it, which is frankly the best thing ever. So I would recommend it.
And it breaks the chat.
It breaks the chat. What more could you possibly want?
Indeed. Yes. If you do want to tell me how shite I am, you can find me on twitter.com/ZaneGaming as well. Yeah, and I think that just about wraps it up. We really never did figure out a way to finish this goddamn show.
There was that one thing you'd suggested that we were going to do. What was it again?
Here, make the racket out of the credits music, you.
Me? I don't know.